Mata makata ma makata makata iye makata 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 ma makata makata watadim. Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. So in this video today, I'm going to teach you how to cut this beautiful wide leg palazzo jumpsuit. Okay, so keep watching, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share and comment on my videos. Okay, so here I have already cut out one leg of the pants. We are cutting the pant first, and I've already cut out one leg of the pant. As you can see, the pant is folded into two. As you can see, it's folded into two. The what I used to cut out one leg of the pant is that I used my client's crotch circumference, my client's hip circumference divided by 4. I have 10. Then I added extra 8 inches allowance because it's a wide leg. As you can see how wide this one is, the palazzo is very wide, so I want it to be wide enough for my client size. So I added extra 8 inches allowance to it to make it very wide. So that is how I cut out this much size for the pants. So let's keep going. So the first thing we did was to mark our starting line. I just marked down my starting line, and after that the next thing I did was to remove 1 point, because the palazzo pant, the palazzo jumpsuit has something at the waist. Is a band. It has a waistband design, so we are going to remove the waistband, and I'm going to remove it with 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to remove 1.5 inch from the starting point for the waistband. Then I marked my hip point. This is my hip point. I'm going to mark my crotch point next. My crotch point at 13 inches. That's for my client. Her crotch point is going to be 13 inches. To determine the full length of this palazzo jumpsuit, I'm going to remove the upper side of the jumpsuit. That's the half length. So I'm going to use 15 inches as the half length because of the waistband. If you add the waistband, it's going to be more than, it's going to be 16 inches. So let's use 15 inches as the waistband. 15 inches is starting from the waist point, and then I mark the full length at 60 inches because my client's full length is 60 inches. So I'm trimming off the excesses. So after that, I'm going to go in by 1.5 inch from the waist point to give her a feminine curve. Okay, so after that, I'm going to divide my waist circumference divide by 4. Whatever I have there, I'll mark it down, then add 2.5 inches allowance to it, starting from the point to, not from the extreme end, from the point that I just marked. So that is what I'm doing. From that point that I just marked, I will put down the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches allowance. Then I will mark my curve. I will connect my curve, just a little shape, feminine shape, because the palazzo is fitted at the waist area. Now on the hip, I'm going to divide my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches allowance. Now on the crotch, I'm going to divide my crotch circumference by 2. That's my client's crotch circumference by 2. Her crotch is 29, so I'm going to divide 29 by 2. Then connect it like so. So now we are done with the upper side, so other places are going to be very free. So this is how to make your free palazzo. Okay, so I'm going to make it free, very free. Now you see, very free. So you see, I want the palazzo part to be as free as, because the down part of this style was so free. It's so free, sorry. So now we are going to cut out all the necessary things to cut here, following the chalk lines. Now let's do so. So I'm supposed to open that place into two, but I just have to pin it down because these materials are very slippery, so I don't want it to slip out. So now this is the back part of the pant, the same thing with the front side. Okay, so now I'm going to place the front piece on top of the back piece like so. So the difference between the front and the back is that the front is going to be up a little bit, let's say by half an or 1 inch, because my client is on the smaller side. She's not big, so I will extend this her back by 1 inch. Okay, at the upper side. You see what I'm going to do? If your client has ikebe, like her back side is very big, you extend it by 2 inches. If it's on the medium side, you extend it by 1.5 inches, so that when she wears the palazzo pants, her back and her front will be on the same side, because the ikebe, that's the back, her back side will take a lot from the fabric. That's why you put extra allowance at the back. So now you're going to extend the crotch point by 1.5 inches because of the kebe, and take it all the way to the upper side. This is for the kebe at the back, that's the nyash. Now then from that place you go up by 1 inch. My client does not have that much ikebe, so there's no need going up too much. I've already added 2 inches on the center, at the center, so you connect it like so. Just like that. Now let's cut out the excesses. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut the upper bodice of this blouse, and here I have cut the front side of the upper bodice, and I have the length of 17 inches in length here. Okay, so I have to mark my starting line. What I used to cut out this upper bodice is my bust circumference divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. So now I mark my starting line, placing my tape on a straight line. I'm going to mark my armhole point, which is at 8 inches, bust point 10 inches, and waist point at 15 inches. Remember, we have a waistband, that is why the waist is 15. It's supposed to be 16, but because of the band that we're going to add, I made it 15 inches. So now, after marking down the points, I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2. Shoulder is 14, divided by 2 is 7. I took it down to the armhole point, then I marked, then come up by 1 inch like so, then curve it. That's my armhole curve. Divide my for the wideness of the neckline. First I marked 3 inches, but when I found out that we were still going to add a design at the neck area, I came down by 5 inches. So the 3 inches is not going to be enough, so I have to extend it because of the design that is going to be at the neck area. So I extended it by 1 inch, making it 4 inches in neck width, and neck depth is 5 inches. There's still going to be a design at the end of this video. If you continue to watch this video, you'll see the design at the neckline. So now at the shoulder, I am going to come down by 1 inch or half inch for the shoulder slope, and I will divide my bust circumference divide by 4. Then I'll add 2 inches allowance or 2.5 inches, depending on how the allowance you want to have. Then on the same measurement at the bust point, and then the waist divide by 4 plus 2 inches or 2.5 inches. We are still going to work on the adjustments when I'm done in this video. Okay, at the end of this video, when we are done with the dress, I will make some adjustment to this much allowance that we added here. So now I'm going to connect the lines together. So after we're done connecting the lines, the next thing is to cut out the excesses. Okay, so after cutting out the front piece, now here is my back piece, and I'm going to leave a zipper allowance for the back piece. Now here is my zipper allowance. I'm going to trace out, use the front piece to trace out the back piece. So we're going to work on the neckline. So for the back piece, I have to go in by 4 inches, just like we did on the back piece, then come down by 1 inch. Okay, so we're going to cut out the back piece first, the back neckline first, then just this loop, next loop, and then open up the slit. That's where the zip is going to be for the back. Then remove the front back piece, keep it by the side because we are done with the back piece. On the front piece, we are now going to cut out the neckline. So now here is our front piece. So there is a design at that place that I just marked. So same with the back, we are still going to, I did not remove the back design, which I'm still going to do in this video. The back is going to come down a bit by 1.5 inches more, okay, for the neck depth because of the design. So here is the sleeve. I've already cut out the sleeve pieces piece by piece. So I have 11 inches as the wideness of the sleeve, and the length is going to be determined here now. So there is 2 inches placket design for the neck, for the sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to first of all mark 8 inches as the length, but it's going to be 10 inches when I add the design. So now I'm going to come down by 4 inches for the curve, then mark make sure I have 12 inches as the armhole circle, divide by 2, then go in by 7 inches at the down part of the sleeve for the sleeve curve. Okay, then cut it out. It's as simple as that. So now we're going to cut out the other part of the sleeve. So we have 2 sleeves here. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to cut the pocket, the side pocket. So this is the material for the pocket. It's folded into 4. Okay, so I have this mark, go in, but I came in by ½ inch and I marked, then come down by 7 inches, then marked. I place my hand like this, then move the chalk in a round circle like so. So this is how I cut my pocket, and then I use my scissors to trace it's folded into 4 as you can see. So I use my scissors to just trace the excesses. So now here is the pocket, is into 4, 2 for one side and 2 for the other side. Okay, so now we are done with cutting everything. Let's cut the band. So this is the color of the band I picked for this design, and I have to fold this band into 2 like this. For the waistband, we have 2.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go place it like so to determine the length of the upper bodice. As you can see, now I have 2.5 inches. That's the wideness of the band. Folded by 2 is 2.5 inches. Okay, so now I am going to cut it like so. Okay, so we have this band for the front piece. Now let's cut the back piece too. For the back piece, I extended what I have for the front piece by 3 inches. Okay, added 3 inches allowance because of the 1.5 inches zipper allowance at the back. I extended 1.5 inches times 2 is 3 inches. Then I added the front piece on top of it to determine the wideness of the band. Then I had to cut out on a straight line. So we are done with the waistband design. We're done with it now. So let's go for the sleeve band. Remember, we removed 2 inches when we are cutting the sleeve. So now here is the sleeve band design, 1.5 inches on each of them. So I have 2 for each sleeve. Okay, I'll keep this by the side, and then let's cut the neckline. So this is what is remaining for the neck. So I'm going to fold it just the way I fold my neck. Okay, I'm going to fold, unlike neck interfacing. Okay, unlike the interfacing for your neck, that's what you're going to do, but you're going to extend it up because you are adding it on top of the neck, not adding it as a lining, but it's going to be on top of the neck as a design, not as lining. Okay, so now I have marked it. I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches all the way around the neckline like this. Then I'm going to, yes, as you can see, so I'm going to add a little half inch at the down part of the neck, as you can see, making it 2 inches all around. That half inch I marked at the down is going to be used to sew the neckline. I'm going to cut 2 of these for the folding. Okay, so this is the main bodice. I'm going to add the allowance, the lining. Okay, so now this is what it's going to look like after we are done. Just place it on top of it like this. Use this one to fold it in. Okay, so now we are done with the front sleeve. Let's cut the back. So for the back, I did not make a video where I cut the other side of the back. I came down by 1.5 inches more from the back. Remember, when we are cutting the back piece, we came down by 1 inch. Okay, but now we came down by 1.5 inches. So if you're cutting, come down by 2.5 inches for the back neck depth. So I'm going to join them like so and flip it off, and then come back and show you what it looks like. So for the front piece, this is what it looks like after joining it and then ironing it. At the upper side, I joined it with just some inches, not up to 5 inches. Then I folded it and ironed it. Okay, so I'm trying to determine the center of the back so that I can attach it to the body of the top. Okay, so I have to determine the center of this upper bodice. I'm using iron to determine the center of the upper bodice. So I'm going to open it, then use where I notched to notch it, right side facing right side. Okay, so I'm going to do it all around the neckline, then stitch on it, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So after stitching it all around, this is what it looks like after stitching, as you can see. So I'm going to close it up with the other side. Okay, so this is the front piece, so I'm going to close it up like so all around, and then I'll iron it and show you guys. Okay guys, this is what it looks like after joining them. Okay, so now we are going to attach the band, the waistband. As you can see, I'm going to place it right side facing right side, pin it up, and then stitch with half inch. Okay, I'm going to join the waistband to the main fabric with half inch after pinning it up, and then I will show you what it looks like. I'm not going to show you when I did the back side at half inch. Okay, the back side I'm not going to show you. This video is already becoming too lengthy. I already did the back side. As you can see, I've already joined the back side, and I also I will also join the back waistband with half inch. Okay, and then I will show you how to attach it to the trouser. Okay, also the sleeve, this is the placket design for the sleeve. As you can see, it's so beautiful. So now this is one side of the back, which we've already done, and this is the other side of the back. Now we are going to attach the down part of this jumpsuit to the upper side of the jumpsuit. Now this is the trouser, this is the pant for the back piece. Okay, so I'm going to pin it up like so, then I'll use half inch as well to stitch it. So I don't know if I showed you guys how I joined the trouser. Okay, well, I think I will show you guys now how I joined the trouser, because we started immediately after cutting the upper bodice. We started with the upper bodice. I didn't show you guys how I joined the trouser. Okay, So this is the trouser here. Okay, after cutting the trouser, the next thing I did was to just join this place, and that was just it. I just joined that place, the crotch area to the waist point, and that was it for the front and back piece. And I also removed zipper allowance. I removed zipper allowance for the back, the 1.5 inch, and then I closed it up. So as you can see, I notched the center of the front piece, then attach it to the center of the pant. Okay, so we are done. I'm going to stitch it with 1/2 inch as well, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like after joining the back piece. This is what the back piece looks like. Okay, I've not ironed it yet here. Okay, this is what the back piece looks like. I'm going to place the front piece on the back piece, and then okay, we're going to join the I came down by 1 inch. We're going to join the side pocket. I came down by 1 inch, then place my side pocket. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. Came down by 1 inch from the waist point, then from the waist, then add my side pocket, then stitch it. I will do the same for the front piece. So I did the same for the front piece. This is the front piece of this jumpsuit. I'm going to stitch it as well, and then after stitching it, I will place my front piece and back piece together like so. And did I tell you I attached the zip? When I attach the zip, you're going to attach your zip after joining the up and down side together. Attach your zip and then join the shoulders, put your pockets, side pockets, then use the client's measurement or your measurement to join the two sides of the jumpsuit. Here I am going to use my client's measurement to join the two sides of the jumpsuit now, but before then we are trying to make sure that all the measurements are the same. So for the shoulder we have 14 inches, so I measured, I have exactly 14 inches, so I trim off the excesses that we have on the palazzo jumpsuit. When we are almost done, when is this time, okay, when you get to this point, make sure to remeasure everything that you've measured before. Okay, remeasure everything. Use your pin to hold each side of the dress, then use your pin to hold it and measure it to make sure that everything rhymes together. So as you can see, I have 14 inches here, so we're going to measure the bust. I'm checking my client's measurement. Her bust divide by 2. What I have here, I'm going to mark it down. See, I have a lot of allowance, like a whole lot of allowance here, a whole lot of it, as you can see, a whole lot of allowances here. Okay, so I'm still going to trim up the two sides because there's the allowance is too much. So for the waist, I'm going to mark my client's waist. I'm going to mark my client's waist, divide it by 2, the allowance by 2, mark it down. That's the allowance we have here. Okay, now so this is what we have after shaping, and we have not, okay, yes, after shaping and everything. And I stitched down here, and at the center I also stitched. As you can see, let me turn it over so that you guys can see what I did. Okay, so after turning it over, this is what we've got so far. We are almost done. It's just the sleeve that is remaining. So I'm going to attach the sleeve to the body of the dress, which I've already notched the center of the sleeve, and I'm going to attach it to the shoulder, right side facing right side, and I will go all around the sleeve. So I had to open up the armpit a little bit so that the sleeve can go in. Okay, and then stitch it all around and shape it on the inside with my client's sleeve curve. And I will show you what I have at the end of this. I will show you what I have at the end. Okay, so after joining the sleeve, I also went ahead to weave the the dress. Okay, and this is what we have at the end of the video. It came out so beautiful and nice. I had to lay it on the ground so that you guys can see the outcome of the palazzo, how the palazzo was big, okay, because the mannequin was not doing justice to how wide the palazzo was. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.